straighten out some things. So happy to be with you. I'm Lisa Concepcion, certified professional life coach and founder of LoveQuestCoaching.com. And today I'm talking to you about self-belief. Do you believe in yourself? Such an important question. Such an important question. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what happens when you don't believe in yourself and the kind of people that you're going to attract versus the type of things and the type of mindset for people who do believe in themselves. And there'll probably be some other information in between, but this is going to resonate with you because of the current times that we're in. It seems as if there's a split energy happening in the world right now where there are people speaking to people in power, speaking to people as if they are babies, as if they are victims, as if they don't believe in themselves. And that might be true. It might be true that there are a massive amount of people out there who struggle and they don't believe in themselves and they don't believe that they have the power to create the best life for themselves, that they have the ability to if they just think of what it is that they want, if they make a plan, if they stick to the plan and execute the plan. People do this all the time. People who believe in themselves do this all the time. So there is a mindset, a narrative that's going out there currently for people who don't believe in themselves. And the problem with that is that narrative is very much about handing people a solution as opposed to inspiring them to create a more sustainable solution for themselves. Sustainability in this context means the ability to recreate the same thing over and over and over and over again. One side says, you're an idiot, you can't do for yourself, you're a victim, it's too hard, it's too complicated, you can't figure it out, so we're going to make it easy and give it to you. Unfortunately, we see now a huge part of the population, at least in America, but I believe also worldwide, that ascribes to this belief that yes, they want their government to serve as a parent who doesn't give their child the wings to fly on their own. Instead, it's a codependent dynamic, codependency on government, and that means control. So when you are viewed as a desperate victim, you are very easy to manipulate and control by people in power. And you can hear this in the language. So before I became a life coach, I was in public relations and marketing for like 20 years. And I studied communication. I also studied propaganda and media bias, mass communications. What else? I studied Soviet, because I went to college in the late 80s, right? So I was in 1989, I enrolled in college, I started college, and I graduated in 1993. So these were the types of subjects that I was able to study back in college. So I definitely studied about, propaganda and the mass news media. I studied about communism, socialism, how governments use mass media to manipulate people, how they did this throughout history. I learned about different government programs that were used to study the ability to manipulate the masses through media, movies, music, written literature, etc. So I know this stuff, right? So when I come and I do these videos, it's coming from a place of knowledge. So when I listen to people like, Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, Barack Obama, who I voted for, right? So I voted for Bill Clinton twice. I voted for Al Gore. I voted for John Kerry. I voted for Barack Obama. And then the second year of Barack Obama's first term, I got lit up in my mind. I started, making more money. I bought my house. something went on. Actually, no, I was already in my house. But something happened, I guess, professionally, that there was something that happened and I didn't feel like it was aligned with freedom, and it was something in the language that was used during a Barack Obama speech, and I always thought that he was so intelligent and articulate and charming, and yet there was something that was said in one of his speeches, and I think it was to foreign leaders. And I listened to this thing, and I think I even had it like TiVo'd so I can rewind it. Remember TiVo back in the day? So I had the TiVo and I rewound it, and I heard it again, and I was like, this is like socialism. This is like, he's not protecting us. It's kind of selling us out. And then I started to research policies, and I stopped voting for personality and I started to vote for policy. I started to look at the things that mattered to me and my future and what mattered most and how I wanted to live and what I wanted to create. And then I started to look at the policies, and if they weren't aligned, then that was not my candidate anymore. So I was very disillusioned in 2012 when Mitt Romney came in, because I didn't feel like he was the embodiment of what we needed in this country at the time, and I didn't vote for anybody. Nobody earned my election vote in 2012, and I felt forgotten. I wasn't working at the time. I wasn't really thriving professionally, and I felt that the Affordable Care Act was crap. It was more money than I was paying before for less. My deductible went up considerably, and I just didn't feel like anybody was looking out for me, so I had to hunker down and start looking out for myself, and that's what I did. I said, you know what, I have to figure it out, and I started to work with Grant Cardone. I was his director of marketing from 2013 to 2014, and with Grant, I started to learn about how important it is to form your own economy, so that this way, no matter who's in office, doesn't really matter, although now it matters, but back then, the idea was if you have your own economy, meaning your own business, your own way of generating income, in addition to your career, you might have, you know, your salary, and you earn a salary twice per month. I did. And you know to the penny what you're making every paycheck. I know I did. There was a lot of comfort in that. But in addition to that, you need to have something that is always bringing you revenue in case that job, which is really not your control, goes away. They can fire you, they can let you go, they can have layoffs. It happens. It happened to me. And I realized that I wanted to never go through that again. I never wanted to be a number on a spreadsheet ever again, where I do all this work, I deliver amazing results, and then all of a sudden, because there is movement in the company and I survived a few layoffs because they valued me, but all of a sudden it's the end of the line and you're laid off. And now you're left there in your life like, what am I going to do? And in that economy, I'm talking 2009, 2010, there wasn't anywhere to go. People in my career at the time was public relations back in 2009, who were at a certain level. We were unhireable. When you broke that six-figure range and then that happened, it was either the people making $200,000 still had their jobs somewhat because they were leading now a team of 20 entry-level people. So what they did was they got rid of all the middle-level people, the people earning between like $50,000 and $120,000, right? That's where I fell into. I was making at the time like 115 grand. It was like 2009. So they got rid of all those people. This is in public relations and in many other industries. And what ended up happening was it all fell away. So here I am like, well, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? So I'm going to spin you around. Actually, I'll take you with me because I need to press the microwave because this timer is going to go off. But Lord knows I'm not about to stop. I'm on a roll with you all. So I want to make these points because it's very important, especially now that we are in the election year and the climate, and I mean election day is in like 4 days, so it's very important that we understand what it is that we stand for and where we're going in our lives. So that said, here comes 2016, right? So I had already worked for Grant Cardone and I was forming my own business. I decided, you know what, no more working for other people. They can get a bug up their ass one day and then Lisa is out, no more paycheck for Lisa. So I said, you know what, I want to do what I'm truly called to do, what my divine gifts and talents are meant for me to do. I loved creating content. I love connecting with people. I love speaking. I love writing. And I love doing public relations. So I was like, why not promote myself? But to do what exactly? How am I going to serve and help the people? So I went to God and I said, God, look, I'm here. You gave me these gifts. I need to serve the people. You got to guide me and direct me. And God put me in the most serious, shit pit of my life. I had to shed everything, got divorced, moved to a new city, all of the things that would make people really, really uncomfortable. I had to go through all of that, heal myself from codependency, and I did it. And when I came out of that dark, dark hole in my life, which you can read in my own personal bio on lovequestcoaching.com, I was able to become a life coach. I was able to see it and say, oh my God, if I went through this and came out the other side, anyone can. And I want to help people to believe in themselves. And that's what this whole thing is about. It's about helping people to remember who they truly are, the greatness of who they truly are. And there's one party, the Democratic Party, that does not do that. You never, when you listen to them speak, and trust me, I am not I don't live in a little echo chamber of Trump. I listen to all of it, right? I want to hear what the other side is saying. I want to investigate and see how the media is being used and manipulated to serve an agenda. I want to know everything so that I am empowered when I make my decision, which I already made because I voted last week. But when you listen to what comes out of the mouths of the Democrats, it's a lot about people are victims, they can't put food on the table, they don't know where their next check is coming from, and so we as governors and government rather have to help them. We have to help them. Now, what does that mean? What is their interpretation of help them? Well, it's we don't believe in them, so we have to give them a handout. We have to funnel money and make money move and give money to these programs and to these things that they think in speaking it to these types of people, it's very manipulative because these people are watching and they're like, oh wow, they're going to do a program that's going to put more money in my pocket, and it's lies. It's lies because the bigger the government gets, the less money there is for the people. You want government small and your bank accounts big. See, so these people are not sophisticated enough, many, at least the ones that, if you listen to the language, that these candidates, Democratic and the whole party, are speaking to. They're speaking, like I was listening to Kamala Harris do a rally, and she literally said, we're talking to people who don't know where their money's coming from. They don't know where they're going to pay their rent from. They don't know how they're going to even pay for food in their fridge. Okay, that is a whole different demographic. Okay, that's speaking to people who are very, very disempowered. Right? These are people who are in the system. They think the government should be their parent. And yet there are other people who are Democratic, of which I was, right? Where I was like, okay, you know what? Yeah, it's cool to like get along with other countries and like be part of a global community and help people and, you know, but I wasn't sophisticated. I wasn't paying attention to what was going on and how the world actually worked. And when I started to pay attention to how the world works, I started to understand things from way back. I'm talking decades and decades back, having to do with racism in this country, having to do with programs that were created almost as a way to weed out a certain population. And if you look at things like Planned Parenthood, I was totally pro-choice. Are you kidding me? I was like, women's right to choose. I'm 30-something years old. If I get pregnant and I don't want this baby, then I can abort it. No big deal. And I mean, I literally believed that. And then as I started to investigate more and I learned about Planned Parenthood and who founded it and what they stood for, incredibly racist, and who supports that, also incredibly racist. It is a movement, a program rather, that essentially targets minorities for abortion. It's in lower income cities and parts of town, and purposely, and there's a reason for that. And I will leave that to you to dig into the reason why there's so much more behind the whole right to choose. There's way more behind that, right? So I encourage you all to look into that and really do your research. It's really important that you do your research. But let's get back to this thing about believing in yourself. So now we have that side of the world. I find that the narrative and the way of communication is as if it is a parent figure speaking to children. I don't like to be spoken to like I'm a child. I am an adult. I'm almost 50 years old. I didn't like my parents speaking to me like I'm a child. So I'm sure as hell not taking that crap from my government. So that said, there's the other side, right? The Republican side. Now the Republican side is all about, let's create opportunities so that you can do for yourself because we believe in you. We believe that you can create anything you can think, anything that you can imagine. If you believe it in your heart and your mind, you can create it in reality, and we want to help you to do that. So we're going to make it, not that you go to college for free. No, we're not going to do that. But we're going to make it easier for colleges to have funding for scholarships and for colleges to function on a level where more and more people can be in admission. They could expand on their studies and what it is that they're offering as far as courses and classes and things and majors. It's nothing about we're going to give you free education. Why? Because the Republicans understand value. They understand value, meaning when you give something away for free, you don't value it. The value of that thing goes down. So if you want to see college education go down, the value of it go down, which it already is. I, for one, am an entrepreneur, and I would rather hire somebody who went to a trade school, who learned a specific trade that I would need in my business than somebody who sat around and read ridiculous women's studies courses about racism and sexism and any ism and was indoctrinated and then looks at me and doesn't even know how to create a plan for a marketing plan. Like they don't even know how to think. So I already see how the value of education is incredibly diminished. And they're charging, $120,000 for a 4-year education, and all it is indoctrination to hate your country. So I wouldn't personally, as an entrepreneur, I wouldn't hire someone who came out of college with that type of indoctrination, and I would know exactly what kind of questions to ask on an interview in order to decipher whether or not they believe in themselves or if they want a handout or if they think that they're entitled to a job, with no sense of structure, no sense of discipline, no sense of output, no sense of productivity. They just think, well, I graduated college, I deserve a job. No, you earn a job based on your abilities. And that has nothing to do with race, sex, nothing. There are plenty of women out there earning way more than men are. And a lot of them are Hispanic and a lot of them are black. I'm currently coaching a woman, black woman, unbelievable. She's great at what she does. She works in human resources and she is on top of her game. So much so that she put put dating on the side through her 20s and 30s so that she can pursue her master's degree, so that she can advance herself even further in her career and her life. She owns her own home. She's completely self-reliant, and now she finds herself in her late 30s where she wants to find a boyfriend, a man in her life. But she's very particular about who that man is. Why? Because she believes in herself. She believes in herself. She has a vision for her life, and she knows what that vision is, and she is not going to compromise it for anybody. And she's certainly not about to take a handout. She built her own little empire. And she can probably, if God forbid her job lets her go, she could probably crank out on a consultancy job or career rather, where she owns her own business, does her own consulting, and ends up killing it just the same. This is about mindset. One side says, help me, I'm a victim, and the other side says, I'm going over there whether you help me or not, but it would be really cool if there were some things that I can do and learn about to help me get there quicker. I'm going to do it, I'm going to scrape by, I'm going to figure it out on my own, but if there are some opportunities out there that I could take advantage of to help me get to that thing quicker, that would be amazing. Do you see the difference? One person says, I want to do it. I want to be the one to do it. I want the journey from here to over there. But if you can help me get there quicker, that would be amazing. Whereas this side says, I don't have it and I want it and they have it, but I don't have it. So I want what they have and I want to do nothing for it. That is the difference. I want to do nothing for it. I just don't like that they have what they have and I don't have it and they have it and I don't and they shouldn't and I should, so give me some of theirs. No. Over here says, people who believe in themselves say, ooh, I like what they have, and that means that I can have it too. If they can have it, I can have it. So, how? Show me the way to it. And I will do whatever it takes to get the things that I want. One side says, give me. The other side says, show me how. Show me how to get there. So a lot of this comes through in my coaching. I'm Lisa Concepcion. I'm a life coach, love coach for oneself, love, life, love. I help people with divorces, dating, relationships, etc. But one of the things that I absolutely been helping people with lately is just general life coaching, general understanding of self and what it is that people want to create for their lives. I've been doing a lot of really nice midlife reinvention coaching, and I guess it's because people saw how I left New Jersey and moved to Florida and I knew no one, and that was 10 years ago. And then just recently I decided to move out of Miami and to Sarasota because I wanted to be in a place that was more aligned with my values, more aligned with where it is that I'm heading next in my life. And I wanted to really be someplace quiet and focused where I can focus on building my business to the next level. So I felt that Sarasota was a fit for me. So a lot of people are seeing that I left my boyfriend. He's still in Miami. I live here. We transformed that relationship because obviously it had to evolve and change as I chose to move away. And so people are watching me online and they're seeing these decisions that I'm making for myself, what's right for me, what's right for Lisa. And I guess they get inspired by that. I guess they understand, wow, it really matters when you believe in yourself. So one of the things that I want to give you as a tool, because I always like to give tools, I don't just like to speak and then send you along like, great, how do I do it, right? I want to give you the how. Not the whole how, because I can't, because it's a video, but if you coach with me, we go deeper. But this is at least something that you can do that's a tool that I've used. It works wonders. I'm actually deep in the throes of using it now for many things. And it's that of visualization. Visualization is an incredible tool. And it's very easy, and you can do it in multiple ways. One way to do visualization is to just lay very quiet and still in your bed. And you can just put your hands on your heart like this, and you can lay there and breathe in through your nose, breathe out through your mouth, and just put yourself in a very relaxed state. Maybe you can listen to the fan or the heater, the little, ambient noise that's happening in your room. Tune into a sound, and just be quiet within yourself and still within yourself, and envision a very relaxing place that you like to go, and just maybe it's the beach, maybe it's a lounge chair, maybe it's just where you are in your comfy bed, and lay there and feel your surroundings. Feel how you're feeling in those surroundings. And then think of the thing that you want, whether it be a lover, whether it be healing a relationship, whether it be a certain presidential candidate, something that you want for yourself, a thing, a car, a home, maybe it's your health, right? Maybe it's your health. I love doing ones for my health, because what I do, especially now with COVID, one of the things that I was having my clients do is this really nice visualization where you envision your cells as little happy emojis. So you close your eyes and you lay there and you envision the cells of your body like happy emojis. And you are the commander-in-chief, the general of all of your happy little emojis of your cells of your body. And you say, "Attention, my army of healers." And all the little emojis line up. And there's so many, and you close your eyes and you can see them as far, 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 far. And you say to them, "On my command, any angry emojis that you see in my body, I want you to knock into them and replace them with happiness." So wherever a smiley emoji is, you knock into an angry one and the angry one goes away. And I sit there and I think of almost like a video game when I was a little kid, and imagine emojis knocking into the evil emojis and banging them out, that they're hiding and they're going to do harm and they're attacking your immune system, and all of these happy emojis come in and get rid of it, get rid of it. So that's one visualization that you can do. And another one that you can do is visualizing your ideal home, your ideal living situation. I love doing this. I did this when I wanted to move out of Miami, and I envisioned and I journaled, another powerful visualization tool. I'm a big time journaler. I like to take my visions and put them to paper. So I love doing this, and that's absolutely a tool. And I did that from when I was leaving Miami and I was moving, and I really wanted to conjure up an image of a beach community that was more suburban, that had the different things that I was looking for, the different types of, just the things that I valued, how I wanted to live. And also I envisioned how I would feel in my space, in my living arrangement. And I wrote down, the different things that I want to decorate and what I want and how I want to live and how I want to feel. Most importantly, what do I want to feel like in this new environment? And sure enough, the universe lined it up in 2020 where I was able to achieve it and move and build my business further and really make this move. And now that I'm here, I'm doing the same exact thing, envisioning where I want to go next, right? So I wanted to be in Sarasota so that I can see if it's the town that I truly like. I don't know yet. It might be St. Petersburg. It might be somewhere else. I don't know. But for now, I just moved here 3 months ago. I love it. And I'm starting to really learn my way around. And already I'm envisioning, where do I want to go next? I have this beautiful visualization where I close my eyes and I lay down, and I actually can see in my mind's eye the entry level to my palace in the sky. I can see the elevator doors open. It's a private elevator. It opens right onto my home. There's an entry foyer. Behind it is this big, large space which has kitchen, living room, dining room, and you go out onto a wraparound balcony with a beautiful view. In the back corner down a hallway are all the bedrooms, and they all open up onto the balcony as well, with each having its own bathroom and a bathroom in the hallway. And that is it. It is super gorgeous. It's about 3,500 square feet, all flat, gorgeous, gorgeous. And I spend so much time in this beautiful new place that I know I'm going to create in my life. Why? Because I believe in myself, and I believe that whatever I can see for myself, I can create for myself. And the power is all in my mind. So anybody out there who's like on the fence and they're like, I don't know who the hell to vote for. Donald Trump is an asshole. All he does is tweet and he's so unpresidential and he's just and like a big bully. And the other part of you is like, yeah, but you know what? I'm all about Donald Trump because you know what? He gets shit done, and I'm not looking to have dinner with the guy. I'm not looking to have him over my house. I'm looking for somebody who gets shit done for me. Or you're on the other side where you're like, you know, I do not know where I'm going to work and how I'm going to get a job and what I'm going to do, and I don't have enough money, and I never have enough money, and you're in a place of scarcity, and you're listening to these people kind of promise you the moon and the stars, but they're not going to deliver on shit. Because all they want to do is get your vote to further their own agenda, which is a not good agenda. Anyway, if you're confused at any of that, the number one thing, I don't care who you're voting for, but the number one thing is you need to stand with yourself and you need to believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, then anybody else can come and manipulate you. Anybody else can come and sell you a big bag of bullshit. But typically, when you believe in yourself, you're not going to align with people who talk to you like you're a child. You're going to align with people who empower you and say, I believe in you. I believe you can do it. I believe that you can get yourself into college. Hey, we're going to make it so that, oh, you're like me. I'm Latina, right? So, yeah, there are grants and loans and things that I can apply for, right? There's scholarships that I can be like, damn, if I write an essay to this, company, they're looking to give $25,000 to 4 Latina girls trying to go to college. But I have to write an essay. I have to do the work. I have to prove my I believe in me, so you can believe in me. I hope you believe in me. I'm going to throw my hat into the ring and see what happens. This is not a mindset of entitlement. And this is the problem. When you think that you are owed everything, you get nothing. But when you think that you can create anything, then you can create whatever you want. Then sky's the limit with what you can do. So I don't know if anybody's ever told you that they believe in you. I don't know if when you were growing up, your parents were like, I don't believe in you, here, have $50. They put you on a payment plan. You didn't even have to do anything for it. Your parents, hey, Ma, can I have $50? Hey, Dad, can I have $100? Hey, Dad. And you had to do shit for it. You never had to pay it back. Nothing. Or maybe you didn't have anything. Maybe you didn't have anything, nothing. But you were in a place and in a mindset where you were believing that you have nothing because you are nothing. And that was not true. That was just a lie that people told you because they didn't know any better. The truth of the matter is, your worthiness does not come from people. It does not come from the government. It doesn't come from Donald Trump, and it doesn't come from Kamala Harris and the other lunatic in the basement. It comes from God. You are capable, and you are given gifts, divine gifts that you have, talents that you don't even know that you have, because you never gave yourself the permission to explore them. Maybe you like to paint. Maybe you like to create music. Maybe you're a really, really, really good nanny. Maybe you're really, really great at taking stains out of people's shirts. Something that you do better than anyone else can become your multi-million-dollar business. Remember that. The thing that you do with the most passion and the most joy, and the thing that you really kick ass at, if you figure out a way to make money at it, honey, you will never be broke again. So vote wisely. Vote knowing that I believe in you. I voted for Donald Trump and I believe in you. I don't know who's going to watch this video, but I will say you are you were created by God. So if I believe in you just because of that, I know that you have gifts in you, and I know that you have something that I would pay money for. If you figure it out, if you figure out something that I can use, I'll give you an example. I know a kid who is 21 years old, and he has a $500,000 car detailing business. $500,000. He's 22 years old. Amazing. He started doing his detailing business in high school. Right? So he said to me, I started doing it when I was 15 years old. And he was detailing cars in the neighborhood. Word got out. After he graduated high school, he had enough money where he can have more space because his parents were like, you got to stop doing the car detailing on the front and the garage. It's terrible, right? The neighbors are complaining. You have 5 cars at a time. It's a problem. So he was like, okay, fine. My parents aren't letting me do this anymore. So I have to go find a warehouse. So we found like this old battered down warehouse, old garage or something. And he renovated it and used it for car detailing. So from there, he blew it up even bigger. And so now, 22 years old, so 7 years time, plus studying in high school, and really focused and believing in himself and focusing on, I want to go over there, I want to have a fleet of cars being detailed, and I don't want to do them all. I want to manage the business and have other people doing my method of detailing, because he even created like a method of detailing. It's amazing. And I want them to detail the way I teach them to, and I'm going to give them a certification in detailing, and they're going to be the best car detailers in my entire state, and everyone's going to know, and they're going to drive for miles and miles and miles. And now he has a custom car detailing specialty. So he does regular cars, and then he has a custom car one. The kid is amazing. He's 22 years old. It's amazing. So anyway, point of the story is he believed in himself, and he isn't working in some office. He's not doing some fancy corporate job. The kid didn't even go to college. He started working with his hands. Then while, I think when he was 20, he went to a community college for business. So he took some business courses. And I think he did it like online, like Arizona University, something like that online, because he didn't have time, right? He was busy. So he did whatever it took to learn what he had to learn about his business. So if this kid can do this, you can too. You have a gift inside of you. You have something that you know that you can do better than anybody else. So figure out what that is. Figure out how to make money at it. And that is what the American dream is all about. The American dream is not about sit on your ass, play video games, and wait for a check every month. If somebody is saying that to you, they are lying to you. And you know what? They're keeping you stuck and small, and they're keeping you controlled. You're better than that. You have so much more to contribute to the world. And I, for one, want to see what you can contribute to the world, because it could probably benefit so many people. So be impactful, vote wisely, vote from a place of knowing that you are amazing and that you have gifts that you don't even know you have yet. So that thing that you like to do that you think, how am I going to make money at this? Trust me, keep going with it. I used to like giving advice to people about their relationships. And now look at me, I'm a life coach, making a good amount of money, very good amount of money, helping people in a way that's fun, that I can talk to them and listen to their stuff, and they just come at me, oh, Lisa, it's horrible. Oh, God, I think my boyfriend's cheating on me. What am I going to do? And I help them. And in turn, I believe in them. And then they believe in themselves. And they're like, why the hell am I giving a shit about some dumbass who doesn't want to be with me? Guess what? I don't want to be with you. And then they feel powerful. And they're like, I believe in myself. And that's all it is. Once you believe in yourself, you are not going to want to listen to anybody making you a victim. Somebody that's going to be sitting there waiting for a handout. No, get the hand up and do stuff for yourself. Create your empire. You will love it. And the journey of the creation of it is the best part of all. So with that, I wish you love and success. Get out there and vote. Much love to you, and vote for the American dream, because it is real. It is not gone. It is real. I am an example of it, and you can be too. If I can do it, you can do it. Much love. Bye.